Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Green Dragon Podcast. This is a very special episode. This is our 1 year anniversary podcast. 1 year ago, the Green Dragon Podcast was born. We came to you on YouTube and Spotify. I don't think we were really prepared to be running a show, and the show has evolved quite a bit. We have lots more equipment. We've got freaking green screens behind us now. We started out and my backdrop was a wall and it filmed on a potato like webcam that looked, yeah, it literally looked like I was filming off a potato. But we're here 1 year later. This is our 54th main channel episode. So that's pretty amazing. We've done every single week plus some. We've posted, been consistent. And I think that in of itself is an accomplishment. But we'll get to some of the other accomplishments. We'll get to some of our favorite moments. But I just wanted to say thank you all to all our listeners, all our supporters. We appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with us over our first year. And here's to many more to come. Enjoy this show. All right, guys, it's time to party. It's been a year. What are you guys' thoughts? I'm going to be honest with you guys. Me and Jake were part of a podcast with another friend of ours. We won't say names, but he knows who he is. We had a great show. And it was like it was flash. It was like a hot flash, and then it just kind of fizzled out. And I think we recorded like 15 episodes, and after that we just stopped. But when we started this one, it was like I think I told you guys, I said we got to be consistent with this one. Let's pick one day a week to record. Let's just pick one day a week to post, and let's just make sure it happens. And I mean, here we are, 50. I got to do the actual math here. So we've got 53 main channel episodes plus 3 more. So we've got 56 total episodes across all our platforms over the course of a year. So there you go.
All right.
56
I remember our goal
episodes.
Our goal initially was to get to 20, I remember, and then we'd reevaluate where we were at.
Yes.
And look at that. We've nearly tripled it now, or more than tripled it.
It's impressive. It's really it's fantastic. I kind of had fun today going through all the like first year metrics sort of. I went on YouTube and I went on Rumble and I went on the posting platform for Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I was just looking at our numbers. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize we did that much this year. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Looking back on it, it's like at the end of a semester of school. You think it just flew by, but then you look back at on your laptop, all your assignments, all your tests that you studied for. You're like, wow, I can't believe we packed that much into just 2 or 3 months, let alone a year of what we did here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say it's toot our own horn a little bit. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've made it a long ways.
Yeah, because wasn't it, Aiden, you said it was like 98% of podcasts don't make it past like the 5th episode?
Yeah.
Is that right?
And I think it's even I think the number's crazy. I think it's like 0.05% make it past the first year. So I know it's like right around like 1%, under 1% make it through the first year.
We're 1%ers.
Yeah, we're 1%ers.
Yeah.
We might not have those Rogan views, but hey, I'm happy, guys. I'm happy.
Hey, it's quality over
Quality
quantity.
content.
We
Quality over quantity.
Appreciate each and every one of our listeners.
Yeah, no, we do.
Yeah.
And I think that's something to point out. We started with 0 followers. And not all these followers are my grandmother, my mother, and my dad. So we'll just put that out there. These are diversified. I was looking at our Spotify, and we've got like views from like New Zealand or something. So shout out to all you New Zealand folk. I don't know what you're doing out there listening to us, but hey, I appreciate it. Here's just a couple fun metrics for you guys. So, like I said, we got 53 main channel episodes. Those are ones that are posted on the Green Dragon podcast on Spotify. Now, there is some variance here, guys. So if you're looking at our YouTube, it might be a little different. We can't post everything on YouTube because YouTube hates us and hates everybody that's borderline edgy. So on YouTube, it might be a little less, but 53 main channel episodes. Of those 53 main channel episodes, we've got 11 Foundations of Freedom episodes. If you guys don't know what a Foundations of Freedom episodes are, go back and listen to them. They're all historical. We go over different historical points in American history, and we talk about those. Those have been great. Those have been a lot of fun to do, prepare for. And we've got more in the pipeline. It's just researching them takes a little bit more time. So, there's a little bit more effort that goes into those. So we did 53 main channel, 11 Foundation of Freedom episodes, which is pretty impressive. And then we've got 6 foolproof episodes. Now, if you guys don't know what foolproof are, we've started a whole new channel for that, just in case it gets taken down, because it might. YouTube, don't listen to us. And that's that's not even on YouTube. So haha, YouTube, we've played you. That's on Rumble and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So you can go check that out, the Foolproof Podcast. We'll get to that more later. 6 of those episodes. So right there, you've got a nice little variety. But I want to shout out to our followers. 30 Spotify followers. We started with 0. We have 30 Spotify followers. We've got 54 YouTube subs, which, hey, appreciate you guys. Appreciate every one of you 54 subs. That's awesome. I mean, hey, listen, if we get to 100 by next year, I'll be happy. Obviously, I want to get that up to 1,000. Maybe when we hit 1,000 subs, we'll do like a Green Dragon podcast giveaway. Maybe we'll run a Green Dragon podcast sweepstakes or something.
That's
Get like a little I don't know, like a little dragon desktop. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like the people of the Mario guys,
like a solid cast iron dragon for
that's what I'm talking about.
Paperweight.
Paperweight, exactly. That's what I was thinking of.
There we go. Jake's got some ideas. So you're gonna help us get to 1,000. We get you that fake gold dragon paperweight. How about that? But yeah, so 30 Spotify followers, 54 YouTube subs. That's amazing. Yeah, it's crazy. We grew from 1 show, the Green Dragon podcast, to 2 shows, and we'll get to that in a little bit. We've got someone special to thank for that. I feel like we should call him and thank him in person, but we'll thank him a little bit later, and then maybe get him on in an episode to thank him again. So we grew from 1 show to actually 2 shows with Foolproof. So that was unexpected. Who would have thought we would have had 2 shows going this year? That's pretty cool. We went from just Spotify and YouTube to Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, Apple Podcasts, which, I mean, we doubled our presence there. So we're all over the place. We've got total views somewhere in the range of 30,000 total views across all platforms. It's 30,000 views across all platforms. So that's pretty awesome. On Spotify, we've got close to 400 total plays for our podcasts, and those are the full-length episodes. I feel like that's a pretty good accomplishment based on the fact that those are full-length episodes. So that's pretty cool. Our best performing show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts was our 4th of July episode, believe it or not. Fireworks, Freedom, and something else. I forget. It's episode 41 if you want to go check it out. So I was a little bit surprised by that. That one has got close to I think 40 or 50 total plays or something.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that one people like that one. People like me talking about Georgia fireworks, and I think what else did we talk about on that? We talked about the Swiss which was hilarious because it was a
yeah.
4th of July podcast. But hey, we talked about the Swiss.
Roman candle.
Roman candle
Roman candle
fights.
fights,
Yeah. So so Spotify and Apple Podcasts was good to us this year. Like I said, we got 54 YouTube subs in their first year. So we appreciate you guys again. We had 27. That's the majority of our actual views came from YouTube. 27,000 plus views on YouTube. So
solid.
thank you, YouTube Shorts. We appreciate you. And we appreciate the fact that we're able to post our shorts from our foolproof episodes. Please don't take that away. Maybe we'll have to start a foolproof clips just in case some of our clips get pulled. So on a separate channel. But yeah, 27,000 plus. I didn't realize it was that high, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Our best performing video on YouTube was Georgia Likes to Blow Shit Up. And that was from the 4th of July podcast. I you know what? I should play these ones for you. Let me just, I can get in and I'll play some of these clips for you guys. But yeah, Georgia Likes to Blow Shit Up. Apparently that was our best performing clip, I guess. I don't know what the total views on that were. Let me find out right here quick. Analytics, let's see. Also, we've gained 6 subscribers in the past 28 days. So thank you, 6 subscribers that have subscribed to us in the past 28 days. We appreciate you. Welcome to the Green Dragon podcast. We appreciate you. So, content-wise, let's see here. Did our best performing video get pulled down? I'm not seeing it actually. Anyways, there was that one. I'll try to find it here. But then the other one was Mexico has the best gun laws with 2,000 views. And this is just so you got, this is not including all our Instagram clips and all that stuff that we just didn't. I chose not to include this in the metrics. This is our basic stuff here. So here, well, let me share this with you guys and share my sound. Here's our second top performing clip.
They have way better gun laws down there, especially if you're in the cartel.
Yeah, it's easy to get a gun. You don't need a permit.
You just join the cartel and they give you one when you sign up. I heard they have way better gun laws down there, especially if you're in the cartel.
Yeah, it's easy to get a gun.
That was pretty fun.
So that was our second best performing clip. If you want to go check that episode out, that was a fun episode actually. That was one of my favorite episodes. I don't know about you, Tom, because I think you were there for that one. That was our prepper defense.
Oh yeah.
Foolproof.
I know, that was like
episode 2.
Decided to do like prepper defense and it just kind of became comedy hour.
So prepper, I want this podcast was that particular episode was a milestone in our progression as a channel, because that marked the day that we came out with the Foolproof podcast. After recording that podcast, we said we might need a second show so we don't get pulled off the internet.
Yeah.
We might need to split the historical and the pure comedy from each other. And we did. So that's what it became. It became Foolproof. Fantastic. It was great. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry about that. Just too much good content would have gone to waste without that. Without separating the two.
Exactly. So we brought better content to you guys. And that was a milestone right there. That was a milestone. Prepper Defense episode 2. You can go check that out on the if you're looking on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, the Foolproof podcast. Go check it out. We post the clips on it on our YouTube for the Green Dragon right now, just because we're able to still. Eventually that might have to change. I don't know. We haven't gotten any strikes. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. YouTube, don't hate us. It's also on Rumble too. If you want to go watch the episodes, it is on Rumble, the Foolproof Podcast. So go check it out. Episode 2. It was fantastic. We talked about guns. And yeah, it got a little fun. So that was our second most watched video with I think it was 1,900 views or something like that. And I think our the first one, I can't find it. I don't know why it was there earlier, but apparently I'm just not able to pull it up. GA likes to blow shit up. I was talking about how in Georgia, people love buy fireworks and just randomly blow them up everywhere. So yeah, and you can buy fireworks at your local Walgreens, CVS, mortars, M80s. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, this is some first year metrics. 28,000 views plus close to 30. 53 main channel episodes, 11 Foundations of Freedom, 6 Foolproof, 2 shows. And I just want to honor, on the topic of 2 shows and Foolproof, I would like to honor what I would like to ask. I mean, I this is who I'm nominating as guest of the year. Guest of the year. I think there's a few things that make a guest of the year, and one of the things is how impactful that person is to the show. And I would say, if there's anybody more impactful than as equal to ourselves to this show, it has been our great guest Jack. And Jack is now, if you love listening to Jack, he's actually, and I guess we should have probably got him on this podcast, but he is official co-host of the Foolproof Podcast because we loved him so much as a guest. So we brought him on as a full-time co-host. He'll be there for every Foolproof episode. So if you want to tune into those, obviously, to listen to Jack, you totally can. But I'm not nominating Jack as guest of the year because I just think I think it's the right thing to do here. I think it's the right thing to do.
Agreed.
He started. I mean, he set the precedent for having a Foolproof podcast. So
and just based on the numbers too, you look at all the reels on YouTube,
all of his reels are higher than everybody.
Plus views on it. So
as soon as we brought him in, it was game changing. I don't think it can go to anybody else. I don't even think I could give if I was gonna give MVP of views this year to anybody on our team. I don't think we could give it to any one of us. I think we'd have to give it to Jack because all his episodes did so good.
It's a secret
He's a
weapon.
natural.
Secret weapon. Yeah,
we just brought Stephen Curry off the bench.
He's draining threes at half court. He's an absolute baller. Yeah, shout out Jack. Yeah,
Jack.
Guest of the year, Jack Malley. Oh shoot, I probably should have said his last name. Well, no, he'll be fine. Get him trouble at school. Oh. But yeah, no, it was yeah, definitely. That was my nominee. I just had to have that shout out because I felt like that was an impact, the whole Foolproof thing, I think Jack, I think it was a good moment this past year that I thought we should highlight. But
we'd be remiss if we didn't make mention of him for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, guys. Oh, sorry, Tom, go.
No, I was about to say he's like one of those monumental figures in the history of the company, I would say.
Yeah, I think so too. Guys, I know this isn't going to be fun. I'm going to pivot here. But we need to take quick inventory of how far we've come here. In order to take quick inventory of how far we've come here, we're going to start with podcast numero uno. But we're going to watch it real quick. I don't know how long we're going to make it because it's going to be painful. And God bless everybody that watched the first 10 podcasts. I think you deserve a special place in heaven. God loves you a little bit extra. I don't know how you did it, because I go back and I couldn't do it. But thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for making it here. All right. I appreciate you. Yeah, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be interesting. I might need an extra drink before we get started here. All right, let's I'm gonna get rolling. All right, I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Is the Second Amendment outdated? The Green Dragon Podcast, episode 1.
Hello and welcome to our first Green Dragon podcast. I'm your host, Aiden, and I'm joined by my hosts as well, Tom and Jake. Tom and Jake, do you want to introduce yourselves?
My name's Tom Tisnick, and Aiden, Jake, and I got together a little while ago and thought that it'd be really awesome to start a podcast. We start talking about things that are important to us as Americans. And so here we are.
You guys were good. I don't know what you're talking about.
You online?
The potato.
Yeah.
The potato. Like, I'll pause it for a second. The potato like webcam. I mean, like, what is this video quality? Is this like? Is this one? Is this like? This isn't even like 1080p. This is like 180p. You can barely see my face. Like, there's like 700 pixels on my forehead. I just don't know what you like. You can hardly differentiate my face from the wall. Yeah, I mean, this is the OG backdrop.
Yeah, like Tom said,
We'll
join this
watch our
podcast in order
intros and
to
then
discuss.
oh, sorry. We'll watch the intros and then we'll skip a little ahead to see what our talking points were. Look, there's clean shaven Jake.
Oh yeah, Jake, I didn't remember
The principles, that of freedom that we are can maybe take for granted.
I think the reason we chose the name the Green Dragon podcast is as we're going through a lot of the stories of the founding fathers and the stories of the starting of our country. One of the things we came across.
We gotta skip ahead here.
It shows the real value, I think, of what freedom really means.
Mhm. A lot of them didn't live through 9/11 or were just born on.
Oh, this was our first podcast on 9/11, so we're a little late on this, I guess, guys. But hey, that's okay. Also, I would like to point out that I feel like we've gotten a little bit better. I'll stop it here because I don't know if I can take another minute of myself talking from a year ago. I feel like we've gotten a little bit more, what's the word? Less fluffy, more entertaining, more conversational than we were a year ago. Wouldn't you say? A little smoother, we get
more relaxed.
Like, we're relaxed. Yeah. I think that's maybe what it is. I feel like it was very uptight and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you guys were great. I feel like I sounded like the kid
that
dude stands up in front of the class that hasn't talked, hasn't done public speaking before.
But that's how everybody feels, Jake. That's how everybody feels. Everybody listens to themselves talk. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it could have been freaking yesterday. I listened to myself talking about, like, I sound like an inbred from Alabama.
I sound like Roll Tide Willie.
I sound like Roll Tide Willie. I can't formulate a coherent sentence. I'm existing in this moment and it's not working well. It's falling apart. It's not going. It's going downhill.
The last sound in the world you'd want to hear. I'd rather hear Kamala Harris talk.
I'd rather hear
than listen to my own voice.
I'd rather hear her cackling all day long than hear myself talk. No, I'm right there with you. It's a pain. I don't listen to the pod. I mean, I will say this. I can go back now and listen, like if I need to re-listen to a podcast to edit or do whatnot, I can go back and listen, and I'm not as pained in our last 6 months as I was in our first 6 months. I will say that.
That is true.
But it's still
agree
painful.
there. It's not easy.
It hasn't gotten a lot better. It's gotten a little better, not a lot.
I
So
can
this-
listen to one reel now, maybe.
I can short durations. It's like ripping off a band-aid.
I can listen to one comment I made. I'm like, okay, that was smart. That was good.
No, I think we've gotten so much better and so more like so much more like comfortable, like sitting here and talking. Like I feel like when we first started, it was so like what's the word, it was just too like not for, I think it wasn't formal in the sense that we had set it up formally, but I think in our heads it was so much more formal the way we were talking, because we were talking to an audience and we were thinking about the audience when we were talking and thinking about what we needed to present to the audience and all this stuff. But I think what people find, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what I found as we've done this over the past year and done like almost 60 plus episodes, is when we're able to sit and just have a fun conversation back and forth between the 3 or 4 or 5 of us, whatever it is that particular night. And it's a conversation between us rather than addressing the audience the whole podcast. I think it's much more genuine. And I think that's what people like. And I think that's more entertaining, because then it's just a recorded conversation. And then you've got, like I always like to, I think it's good that we address the audience at the beginning of each of our podcasts. And people that are listening to this, we appreciate that. But I think from a actual content standpoint, it's always more entertaining. Hopefully it's more entertaining for you. I shouldn't say it's always more entertaining. It's hopefully more entertaining to you when we, the 3, whether it's the 3, the 4, the 5 of us, have a genuine conversation back and forth about something. And I think that's maybe the progression that we've seen over the past year.
I will say too, it's gotten a lot easier to fill out the hour 15, hour and a half quota that we have. I think the first 10, 11 episodes we did, I think we were running out of things to talk about by the time we got to 35, 40 minutes. So
yeah,
it's definitely
yeah.
I mean, a lot of that's just preparation too.
Sure.
But I think yeah, to your point, we have a more natural flow of conversation now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Just kind of feed off each other, and then that can make an hour and a half go by
so
just
quick.
like that.
Yeah, we could honestly do 2 hours now if we really wanted to, but people aren't going to sit around and listen to me talk for 2 hours.
Everyone's got their breaking point. It could even be, I mean, even like a Joe Rogan podcast, I'll struggle to get through.
Yeah,
every
it
now
depends
and then,
on who's on.
who the guest is.
Yeah. No, I agree. Right, I'm right there with you. I think it all depends on what the content is and whatnot. So. Yeah, we've progressed a lot. We all have got the fancy virtual backgrounds now, and we've got green screens, and we've got the professional setups. I'm sitting in front of 2 monitors. I'm sitting at a desk. Like, I started out on a couch with a coffee table that really was non-existent and a laptop that barely functioned and its webcam. So it's even the equipment, I feel a little bit more fancy now. I feel like a little more professional.
Come a long way.
Come a long way. Long way. It's a good feeling. I think we should get into our favorites real quick. Because I don't even know how long we are into this, but we said at the beginning of the show, I was like, well, if we don't fill in the hour, we don't fill in the hour, but I don't think we're gonna have a problem filling in the hour. So here we go. Our favorites. I gotta get started. So I did my guest of the year. That was kind of one of my favorites, right? My favorite comment of the year. I just have to address this because there was a few comments this year that kind of got me fired up a little bit. But there was a really positive comment. Now, was it slightly homosexual? Yeah, sure.
I was wondering about that. I was a little curious.
Was it slightly homosexual? Definitely. I mean, yeah. We can't deny that. We can't deny it. It was by far though. the most interesting comment, the most positive comment we had. And now this comment was on a video that a short video from episode 24 with Tommy. So go check that out.
Oh,
Tommy was a
yeah.
great guest. Tommy was a great guest. We'll have to get Tommy back on one of these days. I don't know what he's doing these days. I'll try to reach out. Tommy, if you're listening to this, text me. Episode 24. We were talking about lifting, and the short was called "The Weights Don't Lie." But then this person reached out. This is, I'm gonna butcher this. Brandon Zekafos 2014 says, "So handsome." And this was me talking, guys. I just want to point that out here. Okay, all right. Now I don't take a lot of pride in this because it is a very like I don't seek male attraction. All right, I'm just putting that out there. I don't swing both ways. I'm very straight. But I just wanted to acknowledge this comment because I it was a very kind comment, all right? So handsome, it's unreal. Wow! Exclamation point. Was not, all caps, expecting that, heart. Also, his words are 100% true. I agree. I think my words are 100% true. You know, I'm not going to try to like talk myself up here, but I mean, hey, if he's saying it, I'm saying it, all right? The gym won't let you skate by, and you have to give it the proper energy, which is a lot! Exclamation point. Pace yourself, hydrate, you got this. So I appreciate Brandon here. That was a great comment. That was my favorite comment of the year. I'll give it to you. All the other comments were kind of like interesting and thoughtful, and I mean, not. I shouldn't say thoughtful. Thoughtful is the wrong word. Combative, maybe, is the better word. There was a lot of combative comments this year. I will say that. To all those combative comments out there, I saw them, and I chose mostly to ignore them until our next, responding to the comment section video that we'll probably record tonight. So we're getting there. But yeah, I mean, Brandon Zikafus 2014, appreciate you. Great comment. Appreciate the love, even if it's homo. No homo here. My favorite moment this year in the podcast. I'm gonna share this with you guys. This was my favorite moment in the podcast. It was a tough one. I actually spent. I won't say how many minutes this took me today, because that might be telling of how hard I worked at my actual job. But it took me a while to go through certain videos and pick out my favorite moment. But this one was hard to top. So without further ado, we've got the full proof, episode 5, talking about Maui and Joe Biden. That Kern whiskey.
That's what it sounds like Joe had before you went up there.
Hey, don't be talking about that. Don't be talking about that 67 Corvette like that.
Hey, he almost lost a Corvette, so
How dare you? And Jill.
yeah.
That would be all right, though. It's only 67 Corvettes. All
I
right.
almost lost a 67 Corvette, my wife with a lobotomy, and a couple letters that owner wrote asking for more coke in Thailand. That was a fucking touchstone to what it was to be me, I almost lost all 3 of those at once. So I know we're building a fucking Holiday Inn right on top of your houses as we speak, but you think about that. Me almost losing those 3 things when you're sad right now. It ain't a joke.
Classic.
Oh, thank you, Jack Malley. Thank you. I appreciate your contributions to this podcast. That was one of the greatest podcasts we've ever done. And
That was really
if
good.
you need, so there's 2 versions of that podcast, and if you want the full version, you got to go to Spotify Foolproof Podcast. It is worth going to find. We had way too much fun on that podcast.
Yeah. That was a fun podcast. That was one of my favorite moments, talking about Joe Biden in Maui, and he was up there talking about how he was basically comparing the loss of, or the not even the loss, but the almost loss of his 67 Corvette to the people that lost all their houses and families in Maui. So that was pretty hilarious. That was just a funny podcast in general, though. That was the Space Lasers podcast. So if you want the Space Lasers, you want to hear about some of them space lasers, you got to check out that podcast. All right. So that was my favorite moment. I think this year. It was tough. It was really tough. It was really tough. But like one of the moments I was laughing the hardest, I think that was probably it right there. Like it was just like that was so funny.
That was pretty good. That was tough to tap.
It was a tough one to beat. And I went back and forth because we had some crazy podcasts and we had a lot of great moments this year, but that one was pretty hard to beat. And I think one of the things that took me is that was the hardest I think I had laughed the whole year of podcasting. I was sitting there rolling while Jack was doing his 67 Corvette thing.
That was great.
So that's my favorite moment. Okay, guys. So I know you guys got a few things here to talk about. I don't want to steal the show here. Jake, should we start with you? Top moments here. Top moments.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know if you can call them moments. They are short little clips, but I think I went more with recurring themes, and I think that those little clips encompass that. So the first one, I don't know if you've got the doc pulled up, Aiden.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
The first one on the list. I think it's a testament to how this show, we're all across the country, 3 different time zones. I think that this one gives a little glimpse into how we prepare for this for these recordings.
All right, I'm gonna play it. I'll play it now. If you're not cracked out on caffeine, what are you doing with your life? That's what I think. If you're
Again, short little clip, but I think it.
That's so accurate, though.
I thought it was too accurate to leave out.
There's so many nights where we start the show, and I'm sitting here with literally like a 12-ounce cup of espresso, not even regular coffee, like espresso. I'm just
and you've got the short end of the stick, being on the East Coast, starting this out.
Yeah,
sometimes around 10 o'clock at night.
It's brutal. No, I mean, for a while it was, this podcast I feel like was fueled by bourbon, and there was other times it was fueled by bourbon and coffee, and there's other times it was fueled by coffee. I actually stopped drinking on weeknights. This one's different. So this one, I gave myself an exception because I was like, you know what? No more bourbon on podcast nights. I want to be like sharp. I want to be, dialed in. I want to be caffeinated. I would just want to be like firing on all cylinders. Now, bourbon sometimes does that for me. But tonight's podcast, I am partaking in a little celebratory drink since it's a winter podcast. So that's a little bit different. But usually I'm sitting here with some sort of caffeinated beverage to a point where I feel like I could maybe possibly orbit the Earth and make it to Mars, just on caffeine, and that's okay. I think that's fine. I think it's better than a lot of the alternatives. But yeah, no, cracked out on caffeine. Jake, I 100% agree with that. I would say if you guys are watching this, about 30% of our shows were fueled on bourbon and the other 70% were fueled on caffeine. So yeah, there you go. I think that's a fair assessment. Fair assessment.
All right. Well, there is another one, and this is my personal favorite. It's also a topic very dear to Aiden's heart. Regular listeners, you guys already know what I'm talking about. I think it's safe to say that it's not a complete Green Dragon / Foolproof podcast without a clever dig at the French. So give this one a listen.
That's so accurate. All right. This is titled Algeria's France in Africa.
That's France in Africa. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a colony. It's France in Africa.
I just
That's
imagine
what we're doing.
I just imagine like Napoleon showing up and being like, "Hey, this is to the native tribes. Like, hey guys, I know you've been doing your thing, but
Yeah.
actually you're stupid. This is France in Africa.
Yeah.
We're gonna build
This
a little mini Eiffel Tower here out of sticks."
That's France in Africa. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a colony.
It's
Love roasting the French.
Hey,
That's
I
been-
will. I've said it once. I've said it twice. I've said it probably 50 times, and I'll say it again. Fuck the French. They suck. They're horrible. I don't like the French.
We just love to
I
hate
don't,
them.
I don't know what it is. They're very hateable people. I think it's because they think they're better than everybody else. I sit here. I hate them. I can't stand them. I don't know what to do. It's
But
like it's
everybody-
in me. It's in me. I can't. It's inseparable from who I am as a person. I hate the French. I hate them.
I think everybody outside of France and maybe some parts of Canada agrees with you. Like everybody just has that. It's
Listen.
ingrained. It's
Listen.
ingrained into our.
It's
DNA.
ingrained. It's ingrained into our DNA. We're here to hate the French. There's just something unlikable about them. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the cheese. I don't know if it's the cheese breath. I don't know if it's the baguettes. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the hairy armpits. I don't know. But what I'm
Most
saying,
definitely the hairy armpits.
I detest that. But what I'm saying is that I think we can all agree here that the French are detestable in most cases. Yeah, I think that's a very Jake. I applaud that. I applaud that.
Yeah,
I think we needed to include that in this podcast for it to be a Green Dragon podcast. I can't get behind the French. I can't do it. Can't.
It's the same as it's like Alabama football, Duke basketball, the Yankees. We love to hate them.
No, yeah, it's the
They're
classic rivalry.
Just detestable.
Detestable. It's just if you're a fan, I don't understand. Maybe you should go live in France. That's all I'm saying.
It's kind of like our Indiana thing too. How all three Illinois boys just
Indiana would be another good one. Yeah, I mean, it's brought up a little less frequently than the French, but yes, definitely. Indiana is like the France of America. It's like,
Yeah, we don't like to talk about them except the jab at them.
yeah. Oh, we don't need to bring them up. So
I mean,
sorry.
whoever's
If you're listening and you're in Indiana, I mean, hey, thank you. I
Yeah, sorry.
appreciate it. But my God, your state sucks. It's horrible. It's really bad. I never would choose to live there unless I was being, put on a life sentence on house arrest. And even then I would choose like other states like California or Washington. I wouldn't choose you. Just putting that out there. So
I can't say anything here because I'm in Illinois, but I mean, agree with what you guys are saying.
I mean, just put it this way: Indiana is like the disappointing. You know that kid in the family that's always the disappointment to the parents. Like Illinois is like the older brother. Kind of made it through decent. Parents like, okay, fine, fair enough. Indiana's like the the heroin addict, pot smoking loser kid that works at like Taco Bell. That's Indiana.
That's so true.
I don't know what else to say. It's the crack smoking Taco Bell working child. It is what it is. You can't change it. I don't know what to say. It's just facts.
Yeah, we were at 54 YouTube subscribers. I just saw 2 leave. must have been our 2 Indiana.
Those must have been the Indiana.
We should do a podcast on how to fix France and how to fix Indiana. Free consultations.
I'm not gonna say anything. I got a good joke, but I won't say anything.
Okay.
All right. So we've got Jake, cracking on caffeine, France and Africa. Love them. Fantastic. Tom, what do you have to share with us? You got anything?
Well, I did want to just make a shout out to all the great guests we've had on the show. I mean, it's been quite a fun experience having you all on and getting to share the ideas, the moments, all the great things. I don't know if you guys know this, but we're becoming very popular in the circles. Maybe not like the media circles, but definitely in like people I talk to. I'm like, yeah, I run a podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, I listen to that podcast. I'm like, oh. And then I didn't even know they knew we had a podcast, but it's the word's getting out. So I just want
Good.
to thank you all. Mm-hmm.
Shout out.
Yeah, very grateful. So that, and then it's been a blast doing the Foundations of Freedom series, learning so much from those, and then it's really exciting to get to share all those cool things about our history and heritage of people. So yeah, but I think I don't know, I want to say one of my most glorious moments was with that podcast with Jack, 5th episode. If you want to share that, Aiden, I think you have the link for it.
We all know what he's talking about too. He doesn't even have to specify. It's one of the greatest moments in podcast history. It's so good. All right, guys. Okay, can you see my screen? All right, let me blow this up.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Guys, what do you guys think of the directed energy weapons? You think that stuff is real,
The lasers.
Jack?
The sharks have freaking lasers.
No, I was wondering if it was like
Name
you
the
guys
quote.
ever hear about the Jewish space lasers?
We're going down from here.
That's a clip right there.
Just
Just cut it with no context of, have you guys ever heard about the Jewish space lasers?
No, wait, we'll make it one better.
Tom, my
It's what-
question is
it's
this.
what Hitler
not
was
not
trying
about
to
the
stop.
lasers. It's where does the Jews fit into this? Is it a laser that shoots Jews, or is it a laser built by the Jews that shoots lasers? That's my question.
I think it's the latter, but I just
Yeah.
heard it in passing.
Are you-
I don't know anything else about
Are
this.
you positive? Isn't it what Hitler was
I
trying to
wanna
figure
go
out?
where Tom
He was
is going
trying-
and like hearing this at the coffee shop, you know? Where the guy turns around,
He's
he's like,
trying
"Oh,
to
you hear about
vaporize
the
them?"
Jew lasers they got these days?" Like, where is Tom going? That he's just hearing these in passing.
Well, I was at a social event. They're talking about the Jewish space lasers,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what they're talking about.
The
social
national,
event?
the
A party?
annual
A party
Jewish
event?
laser event that Tom was at. You can't say Jew this many times in a row. We're getting
Capital
bad.
P.
Wait, this is not going on YouTube, I'll tell you that.
You're better off saying another word this many times in a row than Jew.
The Hebrew space lasers. All right. They will
Okay,
just.
tell us about these Jew space.
Tell us about these
Well-
little Jew lasers you got.
Well, I just heard that they built these lasers and sent them into space, and they're firing down on the planets that cause all the wildfires. That's why there's so many of them.
It's the Jews.
They were
It's
blaming
the
California.
Jews
They were blaming all the California fires on the space.
on the Jews.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this could be a Patreon episode.
Yeah, I don't think you can say Jew.
Oh boy. That's up there, man. That's up there. Again, shout out Jack. Thank you for
Yeah, there is a recurring theme here. He's in all of the favorite ones.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, that was just so funny. Like everything just came out the way it should have. Like you could not have rehearsed that in any way. That's better than that.
No, it was the perfect episode. Yeah, that one got a little wild. But yeah, like I said, that's the Maui one. So if you guys want to go check that out, that's episode 5 of the Foolproof. That's a good episode. Um, yeah, I mean, those are some key moments, guys. I think those are some solid moments this year. Like I said, I mean, a lot of those came towards the end of the year. We're trending in the right direction here. So
Mhm.
things are looking up for 2024.
Yeah, we
Keep
got
it rolling.
quite a lineup of guests too to come on the show.
Yeah. And I mean, we've got a great lineup of guests. We've got great ideas for the Foundations of Freedom. We've got great shows coming up for that. Just to touch on that a little bit here. I know some things that we had talked about doing. If you guys are interested, Davy Crockett is one we've been putting off a little bit. But Davy Crockett. We got White Earp in the Wild West, Battle at Alamo, the Gold Rush, the Oregon Trail. Those are just a few that we got lined up. So that's really awesome for Foundations of Freedom. We're gonna try, I think, to be a little bit more consistent with getting now that Jack's a co-host. We'll try to get on. I don't know if we'll do. We'll try to figure it out, but I think we'll do once a week or once every other week or something like that with the Foolproof. And the Foolproof, if you guys haven't listened to it, basically what we do is we look at what's going on in the world, what's going on in the news, and we take it and we kind of react to it. We watch videos, and it's more comedy than anything. It's us joking about things and kind of having fun. And like you saw there in those that clip about the space lasers and the what was the other thing that we watched? The France in Africa. You know, we have a little bit of fun. We like to chuckle, we like to joke. It's usually a good time, and Jack will be he'll be a co-host on that. So moving forward, so we're excited about that too, moving into 2024. So I think there's good things coming here. I think there's really good things coming, and hopefully, with the splitting of Foolproof and GDP, you'll start to see a little bit more consistency on the type of topics that we cover, and you can tune in depending on your liking of topics week to week and get what you want to get. So that's our hope with that. Build a little more consistency, because I know consistency is really important to a listener when they're choosing a show to tune in weekly to. I know it's tough. I've got like 3 podcasts that I rotate week to week that I listen to, and one of the reasons that I choose those 3 podcasts is because I know what I'm getting every week, and I think that's really important. So that's what we're trying to do for you guys. We're trying to give you a podcast that you know sort of what you'll be getting week to week as far as content and structure goes. And yeah, really excited for this next year. We've got another year in the I have a feeling that after 1 year, I think 2 years is no big deal. So we look forward to checking in with you, September of 2024 for our next 2-year anniversary episode. So this has been fun, guys. This has been a great year. I'm really happy with how it's gone.
Same here. I mean, definitely exceeded all expectations I had.
Yeah, I think we started this with the expectation of let's see where it goes. Let's get through 20 or so episodes and just see how we're doing, and just try to make it through, try to get an episode out every week and put something out there for the people. And I would say it's been a success from that standpoint, and what we've done, what we've accomplished in this first year. I'm very grateful to all the listeners, subscribers, and I'm looking forward to another one.
Agreed. All of the above, really. It's been great.
It's been real.
Really
And
has.
if there's anything that we can do to improve our podcast, let us know. If there's anything you guys, you listeners out there, want us to do, switch up, just leave us a comment. We do appreciate the comments. I know we joked a little bit about the comments. And you know, your comment is potentially in the running for the 2024 best comment of the year. So I'm just putting that out there. I will personally handpick the best comment of the year. So I'm just putting that out there. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. It's important. So yeah, leave us a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see on the podcast, and maybe we'll take that into consideration. But I think we always love hearing from people that actually, you know, care about the podcast and want to grow with us. I think that's important.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Any type of feedback is welcome. Even negative. Hit us with your best shot.
Yeah, hit us
Wanna
with your
know-
best shot.
wanna know what we can do
We
better?
will take you on. Let me tell you. You hit us with your best shot, and I'll throw back a few punches on respond to the comment section on a video. You're basically giving me free content. So shoot it my way, please. Thank you. We're gonna do a video for the last like 6 months on responding to the comments because we don't get enough comments. So I want more comments. You know, I don't care, negative, positive, all of the above, in between, left, right, north, south, whatever. Send them our way. All right, guys. Anything else to add on this historic date, September 21st, 2023?
I think that's all I got. Outside of, again, just thanking the audience and you guys for a great year.
No, guys, I appreciate it. I'm right there with you, Jake. Thank you, guys, for making this happen over the past year. I know it's been tough week to week. It's been some weeks have been more of a struggle than others to get on and make sure we put out some content. So thank you guys, and I thank all of our listeners that tune in weekly for this, and all of our subscribers. I really do. I appreciate you all. Really happy to have you involved with our conversations week to week. So yeah, thank you for tuning in every week and this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you did, leave us a like, drop us a comment, a review, you know, however you want to interact with us on any of our social media platforms. If this is your first time listening to the show and you liked what you heard, give us a follow at the Green Dragon Podcast on YouTube, Instagram, and True Social, and the Green Dragon Pod on Rumble and Twitter. You can also listen to the show everywhere you go, every single week, every single Friday on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Until next time, be safe, fight for what you believe in, and most importantly, be a good American. God bless, and thank you all.